So you want to install a rain garden. Great. Now here's the fun part, picking the plants to put in your rain garden. So with rain gardens, it's a little bit unique. You want plants that can tolerate both flood and dry. After all, your rain garden should not be wetter longer than roughly 24 hours because of course you get mosquitoes here in Florida. So let's select plants that are Florida friendly, native and non-native, that can tolerate the flood as well as some drought. We'll start first with the plants that can do well in the water, which would be the lower end of your rain garden. So imagine the bottom of your rain garden, you get some mulch, the organic mulches we talked about, 2 to 3 inches. In those you can have canna lilies. There's many different varieties of canna lilies as far as the non-natives go into the smaller native, which is this golden canna here. The natives usually stick around 2 feet, but some of the non-native cultivars can get as tall as 6 feet. So really do your homework and research which variety you're picking so you're not blocking some of those smaller plants. Now as we move on into those immersed plants or even submerged plants, one of my favorites is a native swamp crinum lily. You may have heard of crinum lilies. There's many different cultivated varieties. This happens to be a native that usually only gets about 2 feet tall, but you still get that beautiful white flower that has a very good fragrance to it. These are bulbs that you can split and share with friends. Blue flag iris as well as the Louisiana iris, both are native, or you can also get the very common African iris, which happens to be non-native but still Florida friendly, perfect for your rain garden event. Now in the water itself, you can consider water hyssop. There's also lemon bacopa, which is this guy here. And also we also have the pickerel weed. Pickerel weed gets a beautiful purple flower on it. This guy here, the lemon bacopa as well, gets a lovely little purple flower and it has a nice lemon scent. This can do well in the water or right on the coast, right on the edge. Now as we move up the slope of your garden, you'll want things that can tolerate a little bit more dry. You can certainly have some fun with hibiscus. Now everyone loves hibiscus, but did you know there's also native varieties? So we have the red swamp mallow and also the red swamp hibiscus. These are both native hibiscus that get a beautiful red bloom on them. And even though they're both in the same family, you can have some diversity with the textures too, with the different leaf shape. This one as well has a very unique leaf shape on it. Okay? Now getting a little bit larger, you can head into the elderberries. Elderberry gets a really pretty white flower that is very attractive to pollinators. In addition to that, you also get a berry, which is perfect for the birds. Okay? And of course, milkweeds. Milkweeds are a host plant for our monarch butterflies. This is our native pink swamp milkweed, hence the name swamp. It likes it on the wetter side. So this one will eventually get a really pale, pretty pink bloom. And it is a host plant, like we said, for those monarchs. This one happens to have a little buddy on it already, a little monarch caterpillar doing his thing. And if you have the space, at least 15 feet from the foundation of your home, you can also consider adding flood-tolerant trees. Bald cypress, pond cypress. For a little bit of fall color, consider that red maple. There's also a Florida elm, swamp chestnut oak, and of course our native sable palms. But keep in mind, at least 15 feet from the foundation of your home if you're adding those trees. So these are some of the plants you can consider. For more information on rain gardens as well as the plants, visit the IFAS Gardening Solutions website, or of course reach out to your local county extension service.